fantastic feature about London is all of the different museums. There's so many throughout the city. A lot of them are related to different topics. There's a lot of variety, and also most of them are free. So we're gonna go out throughout the day today and just kind of museum hop. We've seen a few already. We've been to the National Gallery at Trafalgar Square. We've been to the Museum of London, and then St. Paul's Cathedral, which is right behind me, which is pretty much a museum of Roman Catholic architecture. We've done that, but we want to go to the Tate Modern, which is right across the river here. And we also want to see the British Museum and the Churchill War Rooms, where Winston Churchill, he had like underground bunkers where he would plan a lot of the moves for the Royal Air Force and the entire British military in World War II. We're heading over to Tate Modern. We're crossing the River Thames again. We've seen a lot of different bridges that go over the river. This one is another Harry Potter reference, but I feel like we've had a Harry Potter reference in every video, so just, if you know, you know. When we walked in, they had like these robotic jellyfish that were like floating, and we were trying to figure out how they were flying. It was like propellers that were attached to them. They were literally like drone jellyfish. They had Picasso, they had Richter, they had Matisse. A very impressive collection of art. It's pretty much this in the MoMA, New York. I would say it's the top of the tier when it comes to modern art. Not to like say that I didn't appreciate the art itself, but the jellyfish were awesome. That was probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
So we're about to head over to Westminster for the Churchill War Rooms. We talked a lot about the different public transit services here. We've got the Underground, the Overground, the DLR, the buses. There's just so many different ways you can get around. But there's actually one that we haven't tried yet, and that is the boat. So it has its own symbol. So each form of transit has its own logo, but they're all the same circular symbol. So this one right here is for the boats, for the river. So we just want to do that because we actually haven't been on a boat yet. We've been over the Thames River on pretty much every bridge that we can imagine, but we haven't actually been on a boat yet.
Is looking mighty fine today. I swear every time we come to Westminster, he's got more and more scaffolding taken off. He's looking absolutely stunning.
So these are the actual bunkers where Churchill and his cabinet were during the Blitz, which was an air raid from the Germans that lasted 57 days and nights. Really heartbreaking stuff. There was so much destruction done throughout the city of London. But this is where Churchill, I would assume, devised a lot of his counterattack plans. And we're gonna go learn some history.
This is the Cabinet Room. In May of 1940, Churchill declared, "This is the room from which I will direct the war." A total of 115 cabinet meetings were held in this room over the course of 5 years.
This is the sub-basement called the Dock. This was the sleeping quarters for all except the most senior staff. Under the most wretched conditions, many people preferred to take their chances at night and left the war rooms to face the bombs and blackouts outside. One of the most interesting things we learned about Churchill on this tour is that he absolutely hated unnecessary noise. There are signs all over that say "quiet please," and he even had noiseless typewriters installed to ensure a quiet working environment at all times. With the future of the free world at stake, concentration was crucial. This is the map room. It was in constant use and manned around the clock by officers who were responsible for producing daily intelligence summaries to the king and prime minister.
And here are Churchill's sleeping quarters. Although he rarely used it because he insisted on having a bath twice a day, he preferred to sleep at 10 Downing Street.
The final stop on our museum marathon was the British Museum in Bloomsbury. This is one of the world's most impressive collections of human artifacts. We were able to take in history from ancient societies such as Egypt, Rome, and Greece, and even saw the Rosetta Stone, which many historians consider the first example of written language. There are artifacts from all 7 continents of the world. This museum is seemingly endless, and you could probably spend an entire day just looking around. My personal favorite was an entire exhibit dedicated to the history of money. I just feel like the concept of money is something that we always take for granted, and it was fascinating to see how many times it's changed throughout history and how inevitable it is that it's going to change again. Don't sleep on Bitcoin, everybody.